Soji say I'm Mr. Nuhu. Okay, all right. Like Mr. Soji say, I'm Mr. Nuhu Ajiabila here from Gombe, a teacher. Once I saw this advert on the social media, I just picked interest in it. For long, I've been looking for such an opportunity. Thank God I met with one through Mr. Soji flyer on the social media. So I did not hesitate. I just joined. In fact, I'm blessed. I'm educated. I enjoy the class with almost all the stuff that he has been giving us concerning the gender-based violence. Like you said, I joined the class during the exam. After everything, all the classwork and everything, it was successful. I just can go through the exam almost once to twice or to thrice. So, but with Mr. Soji on my side, I can call him now a brother to me. He encouraged me a lot, and I see the need for this certificate. I also put pressure on getting it. I did not hesitate. I asked him that, yes, I will go. And later I will come back for the next batch after me, which he encouraged me to do that. He said that even without attending the class or whatever, because I already have the knowledge, I say, no problem, Mr. Soji. I pick courage and interest and motivation from him, and even from my past colleague that have just graduated before this set. So I joined this one. Finally, here are we. I've passed the exam yesterday, and I'm super happy to be here. I miss you. Once again, thank you. Thanks to Mr. Soji and to a forensic masterclass. I am now a certified GBB specialist. Thank you, sir.
To ask, what kept you on for this anyway? Because sometimes you feel like, does it worth your effort? You went through the last batch and you are seeing to this one again. What kept you on to now?
Is
Like, what's your motivation for? You are a teacher, right? So
Yes, sir.
what's the motivation for staying true?
Yes. Actually, what motivated me is the
Some people will have drop off and say, this doesn't worth my time again. I haven't taken the exam 3 times and it didn't work. Then why should I be wasting my time trying it again? All right, just give us a response to that. Then I'll read the citation of our keynote speaker. Then after that, we go into the mainstream of the presentation. All right. Well, it's fine if you don't want to say anything again. Mr. Anu, thank you so much for your resilience and dedication for learning. And one thing that I want you to say, but you didn't say, is that you have overconfidence anyway. I know it's not very difficult, but you actually told me by yourself that if not for overconfidence, you could have made this in the first time you took the exam. All right. That being said, without much ado, this afternoon we are going to be talking about early child marriage and at the same time spousal uh, spousal spousal rape, and no other person than our magistrates, Safia Musa. So I'll read your citation, madam. Or a lady wants to try to help me. Who is there? Who wants to help me? But let me read anyway so that we don't waste time. All right, I read. Safia Musa Saliu is a chief magistrate of the first grade with Bauchi State Judiciary. She has been on the lower bench for 13 years. She was called to the bar in 2005. She was in private practice for 3 years, public practice as a state counsel for years with the State Ministry of Justice before joining the lower bench in 2012. Chief Magistrate Safia Musa has been an advocate in the area of promoting and protecting the interests of women and girls for over a decade. She has been trained in the area of SGBV. She is currently the vice chairperson of FIDA, International Federation of Women Lawyers, Bauchi State Branch, and the head of its litigation. Chief Magistrate Safia has been active in raising awareness by, by way of community engagement about the menace of SGBV, its effects and importance of reporting incidents. She has been working with policy makers to strengthen laws and policies to address this menace. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you our keynote speaker, Magistrate Safia, to tell us something about what we don't know. In the class we had, somebody was talking about what does it take, or early child marriage, maybe is not a civilized culture, something like that. So here, she'll be talking about early child marriage and marital rape. What are the legal frameworks versus traditional norms? So here we are having a contradiction between legal frameworks and also traditional norms. What is normal thing in a traditional setting, we find it conflicting with the legal framework. So, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you. She'll present it for like 15 minutes, and thereafter, if you have questions, then we can pick up from there. All right, thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I want to start by congratulating each and every one of us, myself inclusive, for being graduates of this program, the Afrocentric Masterclass Batch 11. I want to say a big congratulations, and I also want to, show our profound gratitude to the, trainers. Now, without much ado, I will go straight to the issue at stake. The issue is none other than what he has just said. That is early marriage. He said early and / child marriage. I call it early marriage and spousal rape. Well, to start with, the idea of early marriage, to me, depends on what is actually on ground, how we are looking at it, the parties involved, the situation, what is there, to address. For example, in my situation, I always cite myself as an example whenever this topic comes in, because my marriage was contracted when I was 14, and I have been married since. I have not changed. I changed for the better, if I can put it like that. I have kids and I have grandkids. I actually became a grandmother in my 30s, late 30s actually, because when I got married at 14, by 15, my first daughter was there and I was schooling and the kids were there. My husband was supportive, my family was supportive. And let me come back a bit. The marriage was not as a result of, gaining maybe something of economic value to the family. My family was okay. So the marriage was just a way of doing things in this part of the country. It was a norm. And I was not the only person at that time. I have friends. Like, for instance, there's this very close friend of mine. I don't want to mention names. Some of you may know her because she's an activist in social media. She's a doctor. She was married at 15 herself. She was in secondary school then. She's now a doctor. She has 2 daughters that are doctors. So recently she changed her name to her father's name because it's like, since I'm not going to mention names, like for instance, Dr. Usman, second Dr. Usman, third Dr. Usman, the 2 daughters are now doctors, and she's a doctor. So the trio are all bearing the same name because she's just like myself. The name is not my father because everything of mine is, it was the husband who did it. And then we were not of the mind to, bear our father's name. So everything of mine is in the husband's name. And so it's the same thing with this doctor that I'm talking about. She answered her husband's name, then the daughters now came in, and so you have 3 doctors in the same family. So recently she changed to her father's name, to make things easy for people to differentiate. So what I'm saying is that if the situation because no two situations are exactly the same. You can have two couples or three couples, of the same age, but each with its own stories to tell. So we have been conditioned to believe that early marriage is totally bad. Now, while the proponents of this school of thoughts of you doing away with early marriage are of the view that it is totally bad and it is void ab initio, that it is bad from the onset. What we are saying is that from this side of divide, like myself, I'm also a subject of my early marriage, and it's good for me. So I can, confidently say that if you look at it from my angle, it is not bad. Okay, I got married early, but while I was schooling,
I think she's having network issue. Can you hear her? I think she's having network issue. Okay. Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes,
Okay, I
sir.
think our network has frozen up. That's why we cannot hear her. Let's just wait some moment. She will come back. Okay, she has a network issue. She'll be back. So I'm going to make Faith a co-host here. She'll be back. So, well, she has said it all that she started by saying that, please let's mute our mic. She said that she got married when she was 14 and she has no regret for that. She's now a grandma and she became a grandma when she was in 30. Somebody's mic is unmuted. Oh, Aisha Mama, please mute your mic. Mute your mic. Right. So that's what she said now. We picked that from her. She got married when she was 14. And some of our colleagues too got married when maybe 15 or thereabouts. But one thing she also mentioned is that getting married at that age doesn't mean it's not like a strategy for his family to let me say it now for economic benefits. That's one of the things she mentioned, not because, oh, this family of the girl, they are poor, and because they are poor, they have to give out their daughter so that to enhance the economic status or for livelihood opportunities. That's one thing she's saying there, which is very clear. So I hope she's going to come back now very soon. So while we're waiting for her to come, and the floor is open. So let's quickly take other persons who want to give us a kind of testimony, how the training has been to you or for you, want to say something about that. All right, the floor is open. Hello, the floor is open. Okay, well, a child protectionist is here. I invited her anyway to come and join us. That's our trainer for gender mainstream, Dr. C.O. Daniel. C.O. Daniel. Good afternoon, madam. Thank you for joining us. Our guest speaker, I think she's having network issue. I think she's going to come back.
Okay, good afternoon, Mr.
Yes, she just said that she got married when she was 14. And it's not like in all cases that she got married not because her parents were poor and they need money to survive. So it wasn't that case. And or maybe I will try to let me try to put a call code to her anyway so that we can know what is actually happening.
Okay.
It has been an interesting visit. Okay, Rebecca, how are you? Let me call her here. If she can join this network is a challenge.
Oh, 25 people.
Yeah. Okay, I think she's okay, she's not here yet. Okay. Trying to call. Hello, ma. We are waiting for just spoke with her now, and she said she's coming back. So while this, we are waiting for her to reconnect. So let's keep the floor open for, let me call it, feedback and responses. What are the key lessons from this training? What do you want us to improve on, and how can we do more to improve the quality of the training we are doing? So I'll call on Rebecca. Rebecca, you can go ahead. Rebecca, what's your take on this? And I'll be calling everybody here. All right. So Rebecca, you can go ahead. Then I'll call Sarah to Aruna. Okay, Rebecca, start. Then I'll call Mr. Chris Lima. Rebecca, are you here? Okay, okay, she has entered now. She's back. Thank God she's back. Okay. She's back now. Okay. Okay, hello, ma. I'm going to make a call so that in case of we have any network challenge again, you remain on call.
Okay.
All right,
That's
so we can see your face again, madam.
Oh, but I'm here. I can see you. I'm
We
here.
can. Okay, it's fine. Good. It's
It's
nice.
okay.
You're welcome
You're
back.
welcome. Thank you very much. So,
Yeah.
like I was saying, from my own side, where I'm standing and my personal experience and the friends that I have, those friends that are also professionals, not just ordinary, people, they have made it in life. They have families, they have business, or they are professionals. They are doing well in their chosen fields, and they are not doing badly. And our marriages, we are doing very okay. You don't understand? It's not like it's marriage after marriage, as you see with people that are old before becoming married. Do you understand? So I don't see anything bad in it. In fact, to me, I think it's advantageous when you look at the fact that, okay, as a young girl, you come into the marriage without any expectation, just that you are married and you're here to stay in your marriage. Of course, you know that you have kids and you are schooling. So in this kind of situation, you are not looking at anything, you are not competing with anybody. You are there, you are schooling, you have your kids, your needs are being taken care of, and you have a supportive husband, and his people are not into your affairs. So in this kind of situation, everything blooms. So I think in this part of the country, as Africans, our situation should be looked at as it is. We should not compare with others. We should believe that as Africans, and we are resilient, we are known for our toughness and our uniqueness. So I believe that being married at an early age is not a bad thing. While at the same time, I'm not shutting that other side out. But what I'm saying is that every situation should be looked at by its as it is. You shouldn't compare Mr. A's situation and Mr. B's situation and come out with a thing and say that this is how things should be done. I believe we should be given the fair hearing. Every situation should be looked at as it is, and then give it a fair hearing, look at it with an open mind, and see the good in it, before condemning it. So that is my own take
Thank you
in
very
this
much.
situation.
So before you go to the, thank you very much,
Yes.
madam. I appreciate that. Before you go to the second part, which is a spousal rape or marital rape. So I'll just summarize what you said now. Basically, one of the things people talk about early marriage is fistula complications. So from the studies, they said, okay, if a lady gets married at 15 or 14 or 16, reproductive organs are not related. Who is this person again?
Well, actually, in the past, I have had,
okay, so,
let me
yeah.
come in here. In the past, I have had reason to argue with the proponent of, fistula thing, that is the effect of early marriage. And I have this answer to give them. It's okay. I understand where they are coming from. But if the marriage is done legally, and this person or this girl enters into the marriage, with an open mind, and she knows that it's not as if she's doing something bad, she becomes pregnant, of course she will go to the hospital for her prenatal care. And in the hospital, they will give her the best medical advice and, all the good things that will be done to her, I don't think will go in vain. And then again, there's something that somebody said, that if a girl becomes pregnant, like maybe at the age of 13, we should give her all the moral support. Do you understand? So if you can do that to a girl outside, a wedlock, if you can come together and give her a moral support, why won't you do the same to a girl who is into it, legally? I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like in my situation, I went for my antenatal care and I was given the best, and nothing fistula. There was nothing like that. In fact, it was a recent thing, not quite recent, actually, but then there was no story about that. I'm not saying that it didn't exist. Of course, presently it does. So even then, I'm sure maybe it was not in my knowledge because there was no social media and things like that. But if you have your family are supportive, your husband is there, the hospital is there, I don't think there will be any need for us to have that fear of vaginal fistula, whatever.
Thank you very much. Before I keep the floor, make the floor open for other contributions, you can drop your comments in the chat box. So another thing is that, were you the first wife or the second wife or the third wife? What is your position?
I was the only wife.
Only wife?
Yes, I was the only one then.
But
yes. Now we are 3. In this house, we are 3, and everyone is busy doing her own thing. We are all working, and the fact that your husband brings in another wife, or you are a second wife, does not mean that the love is not there. We are Africans, we know that, and we believe that they have a large heart they can contain. After all, some go out and have mistresses. So if you can have one outside, what is wrong with bringing her in and doing it openly and doing it in a convenient way? If, for instance, you are not in the mood, like some girls now will say, if I'm not in the mood, I will tell my husband to exercise patience. Okay, we know men, they are men. Once they are in the mood, you cannot stop them. So if you are not in the mood and there's another one, what is wrong with him going to the other one? Do you understand? If you look at it like this, there's nothing wrong with it. Okay, you may not be in the mood, but the other one may be. So if you are not in the mood, can you stop him from going to his legally married wife? If you cannot stop him from going to another mistress, and you can conveniently close your eyes and say that, so long as she's not in this house, I don't mind. You are just, deceiving yourself. And men being men, they are polygamous by nature. So as Africans, even the Europeans, they are into it, just that they don't look at it favorably. And if you can do it outside without the wife's knowledge, it's okay. But if to me, it's being hypocritical. Why not do it open and do it in a way that is norm in your society? Do you understand? So I believe in calling a spade a spade. I'm a straightforward person. And so long as I know that what I'm doing is right and it does not conflict with with equity and good conscience, I do it.
Okay.
Yes.
So it means that when you are married, you were going to school at the same time. It didn't stop your schooling.
No, it didn't. I was schooling, the kids were schooling, we were doing everything like normal people. There was nothing wrong with that. Do you understand? So my schooling, nothing happened to my schooling. After the first girl, I went back. After my O-levels, I went for initially I wanted to study mass comm. In fact, I have a diploma in mass communication. And then later on, I changed my mind to law. So I was doing courses, I was doing my thing. And presently the kids are all grown up. I can go for conferences, I can do my thing, I can, indulge in a lot of things, legal, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I believe I'm okay.
I totally agree with you. In Lagos here, you see some girls, when they are 25 or 30, they go and they go and freeze their, what's it called? Their eggs. And we see that, so everything has to be balanced. Late marriage or something, whatever you choose for yourself, because it has its own consequences as well. All right, the floor is open for anybody who wants to ask question. So let me see question here. How does open mind translate to, well, I don't get that one. Open-mindedness prevents VVF. They will start, okay,
How does open
Abutu
translate
Faith said they will not
maturity in
stop
life
bringing them
at
in.
the age
So
of
along, in so how long can you emotionally embrace that? Okay, this is a young lady. She's saying that emotionally, how do you embrace polygamy? Well, I think in Islam is allowed. You program your mind already to embrace that. She's saying that
your upbringing,
emotionally
your
embrace.
community, the society believes that it's okay. And just like we condition ourselves. So if you have conditioned to believe that it's okay for you to go into a house as a second wife, or for you to embrace a second wife, it's done. It's not just only in Islam. As Africans, we're into this kind of arrangements. So it's there, and whether you like it or not, it's there, and it's with our men. Whether you open your mind or you don't open your mind, it will still haunt you. One way or the other, it will come into play. So it's better for you to accept reality than to say that you will not accept it, and then maybe one day you just find yourself at the receiving end and you are not equipped. You don't have the shock absorber to
Coping
absorb it.
capacity.
Yes. So
All
that is
right.
how.
So I have so any other question? I have a child protectionist there. Dr. Daniel, are you ready? I don't know if she's there. So do you have another question? You can unmute and speak. Dr. Daniel is here. She's a child protectionist. She's our facilitator for what's it called, gender mainstreaming. All right, you're welcome on board.
Good afternoon. Yes,
What about my question?
I missed this. I'm just joining again. I didn't know you've come back.
Your question is not very clear, Mr. Sylvester. Can you say your question? How will open-mindedness prevent VVF? So what I understand is that
my question is, this is my question. I just said, if the marriage is done with open mind. So my question is, how does open-mindedness prevent the hazard that comes with early childhood child marriage? Because to me, a child at the age of 14 is not ripe enough for marriage.
Well, I was ripe, and I am here now in my 50s, and I'm doing very okay. There's nothing wrong with me. In fact, it was not even on the table because I had the medical facilities were there. And there are girls younger than that age who, through, but the back door became pregnant, and there's nothing wrong with them. So if something like that can happen, what is wrong with doing it in a legal way? That is what I said. What is wrong with doing it openly? You're going to the hospital. You're going there to seek for medical attention. They are there for you. And there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with me now, from 14 to now. And I can compete with a girl of 50 or that has never given birth. And here I am. I have 4, and I have grandkids, and there's nothing wrong with me. That is what I'm saying. Now,
there is something, hello, Mr. Sylvester, there is something we are getting about this Eurocentric idea. So we cannot say, and that's why you have to open mind. We can't say that, okay, if 20 girls got married at 14, all of them will have VVF. It doesn't make sense. It's not. There's what we call different folks, different strokes. So it's Eurocentric idea they plug into our head. Oh, once a girl gets married at this age, then she must have VVF. It's not a must. And that's actually
no, it's not. It's not.
That's what she's telling.
A girl can be 30. A girl can be 25 or 30.
I think she's having network issue again. So the point is that somebody can get married at a different age. It doesn't mean that, okay, if a girl gets married at 13 or 14, she must have VVF.
To believe that a girl of 14 can easily contract VVF once she gets married in that age. So what I'm saying is you can be 25 or 30, but if you don't go for medical help, you may end up contracting VVF.
Yes, and I understand what you are saying, ma. Thank you.
All right, let's go to the second one because our time is fast spent. Spousal rape. So a man is legally married to his wife and want to browse in the middle of the night. So in African setting, do we need the permission? And in the class, they were like, oh, what if I'm not in the mood and the man wants to browse, then this man has raped me. So I want you to clarify on that so that, again, we don't lose our values anyway. And what's your perspective about that? How do we balance the Western civilization with our own traditional norms? All right. So I need your take on that. Thank you, ma'am. Sorry, there was a network issue here. Okay, somebody is asking the question here. They will not stop bringing them. How long can you emotional? Okay, we read that already. But is it advisable to give your daughter for marriage at age of 14? Is that not child abuse? Somebody is saying that here. Well, that's I'm saying that the definition of child abuse depends on you and your value, what the culture you have embraced. And that's what she's telling. Magistrate Safia, I'm actually taking a brief on your behalf. Your mic is muted. Somebody saying, is it not a child abuse? What constitutes child abuse depends on you, your value system, what you embrace. If you embrace a Western ideology, Eurocentric ideology, then you call it child abuse. If you embrace African values, all right, you will not call it child abuse. So it depends on where you are, your how do I call it now? The perspective lens you are using. So if you have absorbed the Western idea, that's it now. It depends on the culture. So it depends on the culture. So like you are an African person, if you de-Africanize yourself and you embrace the Western civilization, Eurocentric notion, then you say this one, you become judgmental. So no, this is what? Child marriage. But here we have somebody who got married at 14, no BVF, and she's a magistrate. All right. So we should be open-minded as specialists. Don't just be judgmental. And again, we have to balance the two between the Western orientation and our own African identity. All right. You're welcome back. Your mic is muted. Your mic is muted. Your mic is muted.
Okay. I think
All right,
I'm
go
fine
ahead.
now. Yes. So let me close. I changed to my phone when I saw that. Okay. I'm okay now. Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, we
Am
can
I
hear
with
you.
you? Okay.
Yes.
So I was, answering his question that it's not the age, but rather what is on ground, like I said before we started. If a woman is 25 or 27 and she becomes pregnant without seeking for medical help, I don't think that will be of any assistance to her. She can easily, fall prey to VVF or whatever, depending on how strong she is or how healthy she is. But even if you are 13, 14, or less than that, if you go for a medical facility early on, do you understand? I don't believe that there will be any problem. After all, that is why they are there, to assist. Do you understand? While others are not, so why take the risk? Oh, I'm not saying that people should take the risk. I'm not asking anybody to take the risk. I'm just saying that we should have an open mind. We should not condemn other people's ways of doing things. The biological age of maturity, you can say whatever you want to say, And I'm not going to argue with anybody. I'm not joining issues. What I'm saying is that we are Africans and we shouldn't be condemned because we have our ways of doing things. There are instances where early marriage, okay, like I said, no two situations are exactly the same. What is good for this person may not necessarily be good for the other. But what I'm saying is that if the situation warrants, if the family is of the view that they wants to marry and her family is not against it and they are not doing it for any economic reason, like I said, my family didn't do it for economical gain, just that it was the norm then in the family. I was the last in that line. I'm number 14. The other sisters, yes, it was a polygamous home. So I'm number 14, the last in the line of girls. And the others, some of them, 9, 10, 11. There's one that had 12 girls, all of them girls. And they became, and they are, anyway, I will not go into that. But what I'm saying is that it can be done and it can be sustained and there will be nothing wrong with that. But in this day and age, a lot of people, of course, will not want to go that. My daughter was 21. She graduated before getting married. So I didn't force that on her. Things are changing, but that does not mean that if somebody gets married at a tender age, that person is doomed. That is what I'm saying. That is what I mean by having an open mind. And that is what I mean by saying that the fact that somebody gets married at a tender age does not mean that the person is a write-off. And I always cite myself as an example. And the first lady in this state always say that herself. I don't think she's up to 40. She was up to 14 when she got married. But now she has kids. She's well educated. She's a doctor, you know, and there's nothing wrong with her. And the contemporaries, I have a neighbor here. She was once a commissioner for works. I don't want to mention names. At a point, she was I think she was with one of these African countries. She was posted. She worked with foreign affairs after her service as a commissioner. She's doing extremely well. She has her family mapped out. Everything in the house she got married at 13. That Hajia, much younger than I was when she got married. So what I mean is that we shouldn't condemn just because others are saying that it's totally bad. While I'm not saying that people should now, go back to early marriage, I'm saying that if somebody does that, we should give them the thumbs up and ensure that we give them the encouragement and see that they have things, straighten out for them. Exactly, Dr. T. Simon, I agree with you.
All right. So thank you very much, madam. You actually spoke my mind. And that was why we brought out this organization. We call it Afrocentric. It means that most of, even our professors, that's why we are not moving anywhere. No country can develop outside its cultural values. It is not possible. The best we can do is that bring whatever it is foreign, blend with your own, then you move.
With your own, and exactly. And bring out your own unique way of doing things. Not to say you are going to abandon your ways and join their, it will not fit in. You'll just be deceiving yourself. It will never fit in.
Yes. In our conversation with you, you told me that in France, having a mistress is legally allowed.
It's not foreign. It is allowed. Having a mistress is allowed. It's an open secret. You accept it. Your husband has another one outside. For instance, some of them will say that they will not want to bear children, or for one reason or the other, or he has that idea of having another one outside. It is allowed. They agree, and it's not a big deal to them. So if you can agree with one outside, do you know that some of our women actually believe that it's okay for a man to have one outside than for him to bring in another one? They agree with that line of argument that it's okay for you to go outside, and they call it what do they call it? There's a name for it.
Okay, in your culture, yes.
Right? No, in our own setting, modern day setting. Some women actually agree to that.
This is what our politicians are doing now. They pack all these girls and turn them to hook up girls up and down. So that's what we
There's
see.
a name that they
Alright.
give it. They
Alright.
agree, they allow it, and they believe that it's in order, it's okay.
Extramarital affairs.
Not extramarital. It's extramarital, quite okay. But there's a name given to that woman, the one outside. I have forgotten the name, but it was trending some time back. They have given her a name, and she agrees to that name. And it's like something to be proud of, that she's the other one. Side chick, exactly. Side chick. What is the name? Side chick. Yes. And they love it, actually. It's like the side chick has, all the advantages that the woman in the house doesn't have. So they call it side chick. You are the side chick. You agree to that. And he will bring everything to you. You agree. No. I'm telling you, if we don't come back to our senses, we are going to lose our values.
All right, so let's go to the last one, which is more controversial. Can a man, legally speaking, you are a magistrate, rape his wife under Nigerian law? I want to give us that legal perspective on that and conceptual clarifications on that. So some of our ladies in the class, when we had the class, they were like, oh, what if I'm not in the mood? The man cannot just come over me.
I had the recording. Yes,
every woman has a
I
conjugal.
had the recording.
A woman has a conjugal responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
And
okay, now.
Okay, go ahead, man.
You see, the framers rather of our laws are men, even though when they, frame these laws, they have a way of making things, easy for themselves. They look at it from their own angle. And the law is the law, even though it's a man-made law. You have to abide by it, whether it's good or bad. Of course, there are good laws and there are bad ones, just like everything in the society. So if a law is good, you have no, choice but to apply it as it is. The only thing you can do is to agitate for a change. Somebody said, God help us and let everyone do the right thing. Exactly. Let us be guided by our conscience. Now, this law, I have this law, the VAP law, and coincidentally, I'm very much in love with this VAP law because the VAP law has addressed a lot of issues that were not hitherto taken care of under our laws. But the VAP law now comes in, and it has now mapped out situations where, for instance, a woman's right has been infringed upon. She can come under VAP law and seek for redress. The law is so beautiful. Like, for instance, if a marriage has broken down irretrievably, the man has, divorced the woman. Ordinarily, some men will tell the wife to pack out of the house. Now, this VAP law comes in and say, no, you cannot do that. In fact, just yesterday, we treated a case at the High Court, and we said that what we are going to do is to apply for a protection order under the VAP law so that the man cannot send her packing because he is threatening to do that. She has given birth to 9 kids. You are not feeding them again. You are not doing anything. Even before the divorce, he has stopped doing everything. It's the woman. It's on the head of the woman. She's the one doing everything for the kids. Even if it is something that is wrong with part of the house, she's the one taking care of it. He's not doing anything but to come back and eat. He said he doesn't have again, that things are not as buoyant as they used to be. And he's so pompous. Instead of, humbling himself and treating them like people, he's there, giving them orders, abusing them left, right, and center as if he's the only one that is dead. So he's now threatening to send her packing. We said he cannot do that. Under the VAP law, we're going to apply for a protection order for you. And we're going to demarcate that house into 2. He cannot send her packing. That is the law now. The worst you can do is to demarcate the house. Or if you don't want to see her face, you can move out. But you cannot send her packing. This is the VAP law for you. It's so novel. It has changed things totally. And then again, that protection order, you can even seek it where you are in a relationship and you are, even without him, if you see the traits that he's about to attack you or something, without him actually doing it, you can seek for that order to protect you. And it must not necessarily be a lawyer. You can go, a police officer can do it for you. A social worker can do it for you. You can seek for redress anyhow. So under the VAP law, section 1, sub 2A said that sexual intercourse by a person with his own spouse is not rape. And then again, the penal code under section 278, sub 2A said that sexual intercourse by a person with his or her own spouse is not rape. Now, like somebody said, we should be guided by our conscience. The men are not animals. Ordinarily, if they are being men themselves, you cannot, start attacking yourself just because you want to. And the wife herself should, behave like a woman and treat the husband like a man. Don't just turn your back and say, look, I'm not in the mood, go on. Do you understand? You can say, Papa Tunde, I've been up since 5 and I'm so tired. After the office, I came back home and cooked your dinner and did this and that. Honestly, I am so tired. I don't think I will give you any pleasure. Please, let's, you can talk to him in a matured manner. You can plead to his conscience and he will see you as, okay, let me take care of her. And there are ways. We are matured, we are adults. There are ways of satisfying your man without actually engaging in whatever. So no, it's true. Let's be frank. Let us be honest. Unless you want to push him to another woman. And me, in my own house, if it's my turn, it is my turn. Even if I don't cooperate, I will not want you to go to another woman. Let us be fair. Let us be honest with each other. Like I said, I told you that I'm a very straightforward person, but I have my way of doing things. Believe you me, I can say no, and still, you will still be happy with me in the morning. Do you understand? So there are ways. That is why we are women. And that's why we are like somebody once said, even in the house where they are so greedy, he said, these women will have to take care of ourselves. Otherwise, they will be the boss in the house and they will still come to the office and still impose their, this guy, Gudaji Kazauri, in his broken way, he said it to the house that if we allow them, they will come to the house and still treat us like they are boys, even though in the house, they are still the boss. He knows what he was saying, that his wife in the house is still the boss. You can still be the boss, and you can do it in a manner that the husband cannot help but to appreciate you. The other way, I had one ulama, one malam, he was saying that his wife is the boss in the house. That when he was schooling, when they were young, she used to even sew clothes for him. She took care of him. So there's no woman that will now come to the house and start behaving as if she wants to rub shoulder with the first wife. He said, in as much as the first wife is also my wife, and I will not want her to trample on the other wives, but still, you must respect her because I married her first. She treated me well. She's still treating me well. And even my friends know that she is a woman of her. Do you understand? She is a real woman and she is a woman of her. She has a special place in the house. So if a woman can behave that way, she can keep her house, she can keep her man, and she can do it any way that it comes to her. So you just have to take care of yourself.
All right, I think I love that anyway, because there's emotional intelligence there. There's a way to tell your husband that I'm not doing tonight.
Because you are a woman. Somebody just asked a question. That's why you are a woman. That why must women bend their way, and if it's the other way, through a woman can say it nicely to still have exactly. Because you are a woman, whether you like it or not, it's still their way. Look at the way they are treating Natasha at the house. Everybody knows what is happening. But even the men in the house and the ones outside are ganging up against her. Somebody said that it's her beauty that is getting in the way. Is that the correct attitude? Just because you are a beautiful, it has become a curse. But what can you do? They are the lawmakers. And if you send them to execute from your own court, your own boys, if you send them to execute, do you know that if you are not wise, if you don't know how to do things, these boys can play you. They will refuse to execute that judgment for you unless you go out to seek for help. So you have to be wise and know how to, do things that will fit in with your situation. That is why you are a woman. If you say that you are going to insist that of equating yourself as a man, you will be the one to suffer. You are a woman, you are not like a man, you are not equal, you are just different, but you are unique in your own way. Okay, you are equal to an extent, but you are not like a man. Just the other day I was saying it. I said, look at these men. They will just go home straight and eat food. Myself, I'm a chief magistrate, but when I come home, I have to. He said he doesn't want to eat what my my house help cooked in the house. I had to enter the kitchen and do it because it's his house, it's his food, and he's allowing me to do it. So if he's taking care of me, why won't I take care of him? Whether we like it or not, it's their world, it's their world, they can do it the way they want to, and they can frustrate you if you don't cooperate. So it's better for you to use your IT. That's the reality of life.
Thank you very much. It's emotional intelligence. But what I see is that
Exactly.
our young ladies now, they want to be like that competition, like, oh,
if you are in
well,
competition, even if it's with a woman yourself, a woman to woman, you will end up falling. The stronger one will be the one on top. Because women ourselves, we can be very jealous of each other. Somebody will just look at you and feel that she doesn't like your face, and she will go out of her way and even join her head with another man to ensure that you are down. Sometimes, like I said, it's a case of a woman's violence against a fellow woman. So if you can do that to a woman like yourself, you can imagine if it's another man. We are human beings. Some are good, some are bad, whether it's a woman or a man. What I'm saying is that we should be guided by our conscience. And if you find yourself in a situation where it's the man that has the upper hand, use your emotional intelligence to ensure that it is your say that is being, and he will do it without him knowing. Honestly, we have our ways. Honestly.
So some women, they don't understand, and I think that's one of these feminist idea comes in. Like, they don't understand that there is a power of a woman to influence the
Exactly.
man. I was telling
Exactly.
somebody that Babangida, when he was there, Mayan Babangida, they sacked the
Yes.
minister because
Yes.
there was an issue between Mayan Babangida and that
And that
minister.
minister. Oh.
He just to Babangida. They sacked the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Bolaji Akinyemi. They sacked him because they
Because
settled
of
in the bedroom. So, and I think our ladies these days, they don't understand the power of a woman. Of
They
course,
don't.
I can influence. It's not about physical
Combat. It is
contestation.
not about physical combat. It is
No.
about using your own IQ to ensure
Emotional
that
intelligence. Use emotional
Ex-
intelligence to get something right.
exactly. Exactly. So that is my own, and I always say it.
All right. The
And
floor is
I'm proud
open.
of myself. Honestly, I'm proud of myself, and I'm not apologizing. Because I can't see anybody doing it better than myself. Somebody will be 30 while she gets married and she'll not be able to keep her house. Look at the women we are settling. I come out, pop and play. The other day I said to one Lillian, I said, this person, you married him when he was buoyant. Now money is not there. Instead of you to, accommodate him, you know him better than anybody, better than his mom, actually. Instead of you to use your IQ, you are here fighting him. Look at what he did to her. If I can show you the picture, we had to bring in police to come and for him to write undertaking that he will not do it again. Her mouth is just too much. Instead of her to just, treat him as like a small boy. If he's been misbehaving, treat him like the way you treat your boy. Come here, my son, or come here, my husband. What is the problem? Is it not over that? We have said it the other time. Now, why won't you do it like this? You yourself said this and that. There are ways of, making them
Wisdom.
understand. So that is my own. If you agree, but if you don't agree, go and join heads with him and combat with him and see who will come out on top.
Thank you very much for this intervention. And I think
Thank
since
you
it's
so
recorded,
much.
other will listen to it. Because
You're all welcome. You're all welcome.
The Eurocentric idea is that you are a feminist. What a man can do, you can do the same thing. They've actually brainwashed them. And because they've brainwashed them.
This president of Tanzania, I heard her saying that even though it's an International Women's Day, she's the president, but she goes home and she cook and wash her husband's clothes. Though I'm not sure that she washed the clothes physically. Maybe he's under things when she's washing her own. She's done with, because I doubt she washed her own clothes. But thank you so much, Alfonso. But what I know is that when you're washing your under things, you can do it with the husband's own. And as for the cooking, if he doesn't like what is being cooked in the house, you can fry what he wants. You can do it while you are busy gisting. Or if you like, you can even take him out. You can take him out. You can go to a restaurant and it will be like a novelty. Do you understand? There are so many ways of treating these things. I just want our girls to understand that combat is not the right way, honestly. Thank you, Dabot Linda. Thank you. Well done.
All right, thank you very much.
congratulate
So
us
I'll
once
invite someone to
again.
give a vote of thanks. So
Thank you.
who is going to give us vote of thanks to
Somebody
Magistrate
said she
Sophia?
likes the take him out part. And you know something? I have learned, I have an open mind. There's this pastor, I follow her. She said, if you are the type who said to my husband, you hold his collar and said, you must give me tomato money. She said, you are on your own. We are not in that school again. These days, what we do is that we use our own money to do it. And then we use our sense to collect the money in it. You do understand? And so I love that. I have forgotten her name, but she's pastor somebody. She's schooled from the husband's house too. She's a Yoruba by tribe. Pastor.
So okay, but that one you said that if a woman locks her husband clothes, give me soup money. But if a lady is doing that, is a violence against men.
No, it is
what
not.
can a
It
man
is-
do?
When the men are always violating against our right, if you do it they will love it. Even if you call it
You lock
violence.
a man clothes, he will push you. That's a physical violence.
And that is what the pastor is saying. If you are in that school where you hold his collar and say, you must give money, you are on your own. These days, we don't do it. What we do is that we use our own money to buy to Pastor Funke Felix, exactly, that's her name. She said we use our own money to buy the soup ingredients, and then we will use our intelligence to collect the money and more. Do you understand? So I love that reasoning, and it's a good one. Because you are a woman, you are not strong. You cannot fight him and win. Look at the way they are treating Natasha. She has to go to the UN. And even the UN, they can gang up against you. There's nothing you can do. But if you do it in a way and manner that is acceptable, of course, you will not allow anybody to harass you. But I can make it so known, everybody will be by my side. And I will not do it the way you want. I can even come out and say it. Not the way she did it, but I can use my IQ. Do you understand? Otherwise, these men, it is their world, whether we like it or not. So let's just, it's a man's world. It's a man's world, whether we like it or not. Just that we know that we have to find a meeting ground. He must give in, he must come this way while the woman comes this way. And at the end of it, we stand at the middle and complement each other. So
all right, thank you very much. So I want to invite, let me look for someone to give you a vote of thanks. I'm going to, Rebecca, are you on this call? Okay, Felix Blessing, English. Did I pronounce your name very well?
No, sir. Thank you very much. It's Ngaso.
So, do you mind opening your camera and give a vote of thanks on behalf of the class? Let's appreciate Magistrate Sophia for this wonderful presentation. This is another master class on his own. Right, can go ahead.
Yeah, I have issue with. I can
no
go
problem.
ahead, right?
Yeah, just go ahead. Don't worry. Let's save our time. Go ahead.
Okay, I want to really appreciate. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, I want to really appreciate Yuma on behalf of the Afrocentric class of this batch. Want to appreciate you. Actually, for me, I've learned a lot. I'm a pharmacist and a lot of eye-opening have been done. I thank you and I pray for all of you that God will help you as you're helping us also and opening our eyes with all the tutors. God will see us through and together we'll build a better nation and a better country. Thank you very much. And over.
Welcome. Thank you, my dear. It's okay. Am I free to leave? Hello?
Mr. Olusoji, your mic is muted.
Sorry, I forgot. I was just doing commentary. Sorry.
Okay.
All right. So thank you very much.
Am I free to leave?
Yes, you have to leave. Yes. You can off your camera. So we bring on board our next person. All right, let's appreciate in the comment box with your best emoji. All All right, thank you very much, ma. Favor, Mrs. Favor, are you ready? So I'm making you a co-host. We're going to have a LinkedIn
Yes, I'm
optimization.
here.
Okay, let me make a co-host so you can share your screen as well. Some people here in this batch actually have to force them to create a LinkedIn account. They're like, oh, come and teach me how to create LinkedIn. I was like, why should I teach you how to create LinkedIn when nobody taught you how to create Facebook account? Yes, it's for me. I was just like, how can I also, many of them are fine. They teach me how to create a LinkedIn account, but at least I think for this class, we have about 95% with the LinkedIn account. Then I've shared your profile as well. And they will follow you. Are you now a co-host? Mrs. Favor, are you a co-host now? I think I made a co-host already.
Okay, let me check. I think you did because I was able to admit some people. I saw some people on the call.
Let me confirm now. So I'll just take us through. I want to do that. You take us through these slides, then we can take questions on LinkedIn optimization for job, career progress, and all that.
Okay,
so
please,
you can share your screen now.
Okay, please, how many minutes
okay.
do I have?
Well, it depends on you. Maybe what I would say is that I want us to be like more interactive session, right? So we can give us like, let's say 15 minutes talk. Then thereafter, we can now have a conversation around it because I actually want to address some of the issues here. Maybe we can have maybe work on a slide like 5-10 minutes. Then thereafter, we go to your profile on LinkedIn itself live. Then we now come back to Q&A. All right, thank you very much. You're welcome. Thank you so much for obliging us to come for this one. I know it's a very short notice. I know you're a busy person. Okay, I need to read you. I've shared your citation already. I think I've shared that on the WhatsApp group. So you can just go ahead. All right, thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you very much for the opportunity. And wow, I know I came here to talk about LinkedIn optimization, but the previous speaker, I was just wow, because we cannot learn everything on our own. What you assume you know already, I have learned so much. Thank you very much, Ma. I didn't get the opportunity to get your name, but it was really insightful, the section, everything you talked about. I know it's to help us as mom, as young ladies, to know how to do better. I know how the world is. Women always want to be equal with men, but the truth is we are still women and we definitely have to be submissive. So I really learned a lot. Thank you very much, Ma, and thank you for Soji for having me. So let me see if I can share my screen. Okay. But it doesn't have to be full. Please, can you see my screen?
No.
No,
not yet.
Okay. Can you see my screen now?
Coming up. It's coming up.
Yes, we can see it now.
All right.
Yes, we can see it.
So thank you everyone for having me. I must say I'm very excited to be here. It's always a privilege to share my knowledge from the little things that I know. And when Soji was talking about some people not having LinkedIn presence, I would say it's not the right thing to do because just like he said, as long as you have a Facebook account, you have social media accounts where you go to get G's, you go to laugh. Before LinkedIn was okay, you just have to have a LinkedIn account and all that. But now, as long as you're a professional, it doesn't matter if you're looking for a job or you're looking for anything. Most jobs today, like over 95% of jobs, they will always ask you for your LinkedIn profile. I don't know when you're applying to job, especially if you're someone that is looking for international opportunities, not even just international opportunities, even within Nigeria. I know the number of jobs that when I'm trying to apply for from all these online sites or from the job board, their career page, you will always find a place where they will ask you for your LinkedIn profile. And the reason why they're asking for this is to go and see the things that you've done. Okay, you've told them, for example, you're a pharmacist. What have you shared about your journey as a pharmacist? What have you shared about your journey as a medical doctor? It doesn't matter if you're sharing your journey and you have millions of followers or you have lots of comments. Sometimes, some people that want to hire you, they want to see the thought process behind how you think when they go, maybe if I should come to your page now with the way you write, I'll be able to analyze that, oh, this person writes well. Okay. Even if we are hiring this person as a pharmacist, we are convinced that they will know how to prescribe drugs very well to our clients or to our patients. It's not that we are describing flagyl to someone that is having running stomach, we now go and spell something the wrong way. So it's just a way of letting people know about you first before they employ you or before they hire you into their organization. So if you're a professional, irrespective of whatever field you are, and you don't have a LinkedIn profile in 2025, I will not say it's the right thing to do. I always encourage everybody that as much as you have social media profile, TikTok, you want to be dancing and everything, your LinkedIn is like your digital resume. People can just come on LinkedIn, see what you do, and they hire you even without asking for a resume, just because you are putting yourself out there. So I'm going to just give you a quick brief of what LinkedIn does. And okay, let me open my LinkedIn profile first. So this is LinkedIn. For those of you that maybe there are people here that doesn't have a LinkedIn account, like so this says some people don't know how to open. And I'm going to give you a little quick trick. The trick here is, as a tech-savvy person, as you know how to use the internet, anything you feel you don't know how to do, just go on YouTube. Like he has told you now that you need to have a LinkedIn account. And like he said, some people were asking that, I don't know how to create a LinkedIn account. Just go on YouTube and type how to create a LinkedIn account. And it's very easy, just the way you open your Facebook. It's not that difficult. But if you need, maybe you go on the platform and you feel it's a little bit complicated or different from what you know how to do, just go on LinkedIn, just go on YouTube rather. You will see different posts on how to create one. So I'll assume now that you've created a LinkedIn profile. And when you create a LinkedIn profile, this is what you're going to see on your own profile. You see a profile like this. This place here is not okay for you to leave it blank. You are leaving money on the table. You are leaving information on the table. You are leaving rich on the table. And I'm going to explain what I mean. By saying that you are leaving money on the table, somebody can be searching for example, now I'm using pharmacy a lot because when I joined the call, I heard someone make mention of she being a pharmacist. So I'm going to keep using that as an example. You're a pharmacist. Maybe you work with an NGO or whichever. You can just come here and write pharmacist. If as a pharmacist, you also have something else that you're doing, which is also career-wise, that you feel people that want to hire will be looking for that particular thing. You can also add it here. Let me use myself for an example. I'm a customer support specialist. I'm also a virtual assistant, and I also handle social media accounts. I've been a social media manager for years, even though I'm trying to transition, but it's still part of my skills. It's still part of what I do. So you see me including it here. And the reason why I'm doing this is not just to put it there like, okay, I'm trying to brag or something. Is also a strategy because if I have an hiring manager that wants to hire somebody that is doing customer support, or maybe like somebody that is a virtual assistant, when they come on this search bar, the first thing they are going to type is virtual assistant. When they type virtual assistant, you see accounts that have virtual assistants on them come up. So some of them, they will not really reach out to you first. They will go through each of these accounts to just check. And what are they checking? Number one, they want to see where you've worked before. They want to see the places that you've worked before. Oh, has this person done this job before? What does this person share? Does this person share anything that, or if I reach out to them, it's something that they've talked about before, they can actually help me to do it. So I always encourage people that even if you feel coming to a platform like LinkedIn, it's not like Facebook that when you post, your friends, your family, they will always like your post. You feel like, okay, I'm putting out something where people are seeing. On LinkedIn, it's not that way. You might put out content and people will not even respond. Nobody likes it. You don't even have followers. But it doesn't stop somebody that wants your services or that wants you in their company from reaching out to you. All they just need to do is to know that you are putting out the content that they want in their business, or you are putting out something that, oh, okay, this person knows this. This is exactly what we want for our organization, and they'll bring you on board. So LinkedIn is a different kind of social media platform. You don't need to have all the followers. You don't need to have all the engagement. All you just need to have is a strategy. So I'm going to start from the scratch. Like, let's just assume that everybody on this call are just opening a fresh LinkedIn account. So if you've gone on YouTube, like for those people that say you don't know how to open, you've gone on YouTube, you've opened your account should have something like this. Your account should be like this. But it might not be as complete as mine because me, I've optimized mine, but I'm also going to show you how to do the optimization with your own account. But it should just be like this. The rules on LinkedIn is, number one, ensure you have a good profile picture. When you come on LinkedIn, see, if you like it or not, social media is what you see, is what people get. You cannot just come on social media. Maybe you can use it on Facebook, every other social media platform. But when it comes on LinkedIn, when it comes to LinkedIn, it has to be professional. You cannot just take a phone, create a selfie picture, and put it there. People will assume that you're not ready or you don't even know what you're doing on LinkedIn. You take professional pictures, put it here. That's the reason why you can just be typing a comment and somebody will see you and be like, oh, okay, I like this picture. Your picture alone can get you clients on LinkedIn. You see this your banner here. You can just concisely just try and make sure that you have something like this that speaks what you do. Some people on this page like this, they can either put their number, they can put their email address, but whatever you do, just make sure that whatever you put on this particular place on LinkedIn, it communicates what you do to people. And why I'm saying this is because there are a lot of opportunities on LinkedIn. Sometimes on LinkedIn, you don't even need to apply to job because we know that LinkedIn is like a job board. If you are looking for jobs, you go on LinkedIn. The first time I joined LinkedIn was to get jobs. I needed a job and I heard that, oh, when you go on LinkedIn, you can see jobs, you apply. That was what I had in mind when I came on LinkedIn. But I'm trying to let everyone on this call know that LinkedIn is not just for searching for jobs. You can be on LinkedIn and not search for jobs, and jobs will be coming to find you. And I believe that most people on this call are professionals. So it's not like everybody is just looking for a job or one student that are looking for a job. As a professional, where you can get better opportunity, you can get senior roles, senior jobs, senior everything, like a better opportunity, better offer without even applying to jobs. All you just need to do is to optimize your accounts. And I'm going to show you what I mean by optimizing your accounts. For example, there are some rules that you need to follow on LinkedIn. And some of those rules include, like I said earlier, you don't it's not compulsory that when you put out a post, you have plenty likes or plenty comments. It's also not compulsory that you have a lot of followers. All you just need to do is make sure you are sharing valuable content. For example, now like myself, I'm going to use myself because I feel I have a lot of things to talk about what I do. As a virtual assistant, I help people, maybe like a professional, you are a judge, you are someone that is big, you don't have time for social media. And you believe that having a presence on social media is good because maybe you run an NGO or you have any business, you want people to partner with you. The first thing anybody will ask you is, can we see what you're doing? Because whether we believe it or not, social media is going through that level where it's going to be your online portfolio. I want to hire somebody now. I want to come and see the things. You're telling me now that, okay, you can grow my social media accounts, or you're telling me that you can give me customers. I want to come and see what you are doing online to be sure that this person that's telling me she can do this for me. Let me see, has she done this? And when you now come to my page, you're now convinced that, okay, she has done this. So what I'm saying in next sense now, like busy professionals, they are busy. You are a magistrate, you are a big person. You don't have the chance to handle social media account, or it's not your kind of thing. You can hire somebody. This person now, you just tell the person, this is what I want to be known for. This is what I do. Then you now make sure that that person can be helping you to put out things. So I know this, that these are my target audience. Sometimes you see, I'll put out a post. If you know you are busy, there's no point killing yourself trying to put post and you don't even know how to write. You can hire somebody to help you do that. So that's what I'm just trying to, like a pharmacist now. You can, maybe you discover that people are always coming to your company, to your pharmacy. They are always self-medicating on drugs like maybe Flagyl, and you know it has side effects. You can come online, talk about the side effects of using excessive use of Flagyl. Flagyl must not be used more than 3 times in a month. When you use Flagyl, when you're giving dosage of 2 and you feel you really want that your stooling to stop, you now want to take 3. You can name the bad side effects that it gives. So this kind of thing, and by the time you're putting it out on your page, if somebody wants to hire you as a senior pharmacist or anything, they've already come to your page, they've seen the value they are sharing. So they can be convinced that even if they have a social media presence that they want to grow, your idea, because of the things that you are sharing, they know that you can be able to give them some knowledgeable things that they can now hand over to their social media team to be putting out. Your own is just, you are getting this show because you are bringing value, you know your job. I don't know if somebody's understanding what I'm talking about, but I'm just trying to, please, can you guys hear me? So I'm sure I'm not talking to myself.
I can hear you.
Yes, we
Okay,
can
thank
hear
you.
you.
Okay. So
Yes,
there's a part on your LinkedIn that says experience. So this part is very important because I've seen somebody reached out to me that, oh, I saw that, okay, you did a social media management job. How did they know? Because when somebody is captivated, either you drop a comment on LinkedIn and somebody feel like, oh, this comment is very nice. And they want to come and check what you've done. They will always come to your experience. Let me see where this person has worked before. Let me see what this person has done. So it's always important if you have different job experience, come to this experience section of LinkedIn, yes, and put it. It might be difficult for you to find your way navigating it, but as I've said earlier, you can always find it on YouTube. Just go on YouTube, type how to add experience to your LinkedIn profile. You will see tons of videos. The one that you feel you can understand it, because some of us Americans, the way they speak, not all of us that understand this. You just find the one that you feel you understand and you understand perfectly. Just use the tutorial. Come to this section of your LinkedIn, fill it up. Come to this other side, your education. And the reason why it's also important to add your education to your LinkedIn section, sometimes if you add your education here and you connect, for example, maybe now I attended Open University. If I add this to my section and I have a friend on LinkedIn that also attends National Open University, by the time somebody that person is following is hiring, LinkedIn will notify me. Excuse me. LinkedIn will notify me that this is your friend, somebody on their contact list is hiring. Are you interested? So there's a way it works. The more things you include on your profile, the more opportunities that you will get. And also, that person can also be notified about things on your own profile, people that you are following as well. If any of your connection is hiring. So that is just a way of letting you know that this is your community people. When they need job, you can also get the job, you'll get the notification. So I think that is that. And after that, once you do that, it's something that is very easy. As usual, you can always find tutorials on YouTube. So I'm going to quickly run you through my slides on how to optimize your LinkedIn profile. To optimize your LinkedIn profile, okay, I think I've talked about this, which is the headline. Remember, I showed you this, my headline. I'm looking for what you do. If you feel maybe you've done public speaking or you're a public speaking coach, put it there. Those are things that are selling you out. Maybe some people now they can look for someone that is a pharmacist, but that also knows how to speak in public. So you putting it out here is also giving you that edge that okay, this person can speak and she's also a pharmacist. I think we need that on our team. So you can just be on your own. You already have a good job, but you're getting other people reaching out to you. Say your own job, they pay you 500K. They can tell you that we'll give you 1 million. It's just like the den of opportunities. So let me see the next thing about section. There's an about section on this there's an about section on LinkedIn, which is also very important. I think I skipped it. This place, you will see about. This is where you will write everything that you've done. Maybe you're a pharmacist. Before you became a pharmacist, maybe you were an accountant, you will write it there. What made you move from accounting to being a pharmacist? You just put just like it's more like just writing a description of yourself. Or maybe you worked in an hospital as a pharmacist, but now you moved on your own pharmacy. Anything, any of your story, whatever, anything about you, you come to this about section and write it down. And after writing it, it's always advisable that towards the end, you put something like maybe your email or anything for anybody to reach out to you. Because me now, if I'm trying to do maybe outreach or I'm trying to go on social media to look for anybody, I will not want to start sending you DM because I'm not sure if that conversation that we're going to have is going to lead to an opportunity. And I will not want the opportunity, I don't want a situation whereby you now start coming to me that look at that person was chatting with me. At the end of the day, she did not hire me. So a lot of people on LinkedIn do that a lot. So if you have like an email that they can reach out to you, they would like to communicate with you outside first. So maybe when they have an interview with you, you were good or you get them what they want to hear before you guys will now connect on LinkedIn. So that even if it doesn't move forward, they will not feel guilty like, oh, I reached out to this person on DM and at the end of the day, we're not able to close the deal. So I don't know if you understand me, but it's always important that you have either your email or any other place that you want people to always reach out to you. So that's about your about section and also your work experience. I think I've talked about that, putting out all the places you've worked from the year and the things you did. Certification, if you have certification, maybe online certificates, your school certificates, any skills, maybe you're taking online skills like this GBV now that you've completed. When you get your certificates, you add it. You can write the things that you learned from it. Somebody might hire you just because of a particular thing that you talked about. So it's just always good not to leave any opportunity. Don't leave anything left. Don't leave anything. Make sure you use the advantage of all the opportunities that LinkedIn has. So let's go beyond optimization here. I know I've talked about professional profile picture. So let's talk about commenting. Most people, and I think I need to let you know that building a presence on LinkedIn is completely different from Facebook. Maybe on Facebook, your friend put out a post and you want to comment, you be like, this is good. Or wow. Sometimes I see those kind of comments on Facebook. Wow, that's very okay. But for Facebook, when it comes to LinkedIn, every single thing that you do on LinkedIn is a strategy. From commenting, from liking, from talking, everything you do is a strategy. So for example, let me look for one post here so that you understand what I'm saying. Which post is that? Let me go to my home page. Okay, for example, now it has refreshed. For example, now this I don't okay, I think you can see my screen. This person said, I spent my day of skilling while doing the Lord's work. I'm happy to share that I've obtained any certification. The normal thing that anybody would do, they'll just come here, wow, congratulations. You can see this post now, well done and congratulations. Because it's not really a post that needs you to say so much. But coming to a post like this where somebody is sharing their story. Look at, for example, now this post said, last night was such a moment. You can see it's a lengthy post. It's always important that you go through the post, read it very well, understand what the person is talking. And when you're now typing out a comments, make sure that what you're typing out, you are either giving value. Don't just come here and say sorry about that, or wow, or thanks for sharing. It's just so vague. It's not even captivate anybody to want to check you out. But if you come here now, you've read what that person said and you've understood it, you just come. You can share your own experience. Like, I can't believe this happens to you. Sometime 2 months ago, I also experienced it, but this is what I did. You're not giving me a breakdown of what you can do to better the situation next time. Like, just make sure that your comments is something that if somebody is reading, they'll be like, this person is very intelligent. Or somebody else will be like, I didn't know I could do this. I know sometimes on social media, which you must have been going through comments, we see something that somebody typed. I'll be prompted to check this person now because maybe the comments that the person left was so intelligent or you've never heard that before. Especially parents. I know I check parents groups when they post something. Sometimes somebody can post something like, my baby has this rash. And you go through the comments, somebody will say, if your baby is having this rash, try and buy this leaf, buy these drugs, or just make sure your baby doesn't sleep on that dirty towel, something like that. And you'll be like, oh, I've found value, I've gained. Maybe, for example, at that point, you also had that issue with your baby. That thing has solved your problem. And sometimes I go as far as checking that person out. Sometimes I'll just follow in case I have future questions. So it's always good that when you're dropping comments on the page, you drop something thoughtful that it makes somebody want to check you out. Who is this person that has this knowledge? So that's one of the trick of commenting on LinkedIn. Don't just say wow or thanks for sharing. No, this is good. They are vague. Anybody can say that. Just make sure that whatever you are doing, you are being strategic about it. Call to action. This call to action is that part. This call to action is that part where I talked about putting an email, making sure you have an email address that somebody can always reach out to you on.
I understand.
Let's,
I understand. I
sorry,
think it's not Browning School or any other thing.
sorry, are you talking to me?
Look for embarrassing forward. If you cannot get embarrassing forward, look for any strong.
Sorry, that's a distraction. I'll remove the person now. I'll just remove the person.
Okay,
That's a
okay.
distraction.
Okay, so another thing again that has worked for me on LinkedIn that I'm sharing is when especially and this particular one is only open to people that are looking for opportunities on LinkedIn. When you're looking for opportunities on LinkedIn, you can always join live events. Try to join live events. Let me show you what I mean by live events. What I mean by live events, sometimes you can come on LinkedIn. Let me see if I have any live events coming up. You can see, like the way they do Facebook Live. I don't know if any of you know how Facebook Live works or Instagram Live. You can just see somebody has gone live. I think the first two jobs that I got on LinkedIn when I came back, not like joined, I've always been on LinkedIn, but I started building my profile on LinkedIn last year. And the first two jobs that I got from LinkedIn was from joining the live section. You know, all those Facebook Live that they used to do, all those Instagram Live, they also have that kind of lives on LinkedIn. But on LinkedIn, those lives are mostly for networking. So when you join that live, I think when I joined that live, I was always commenting, I'll ask questions. It's always good that when you join live events like that, you ask questions, comment. Don't just, I know that if you notice, you find out that the era of social media is going beyond. I don't like putting myself out there. I don't like talking. You can see even mature people now are building their profiles on TikTok, trying to gain that audience. So social media world now is going away from, I don't want to be reading comments. I don't like commenting. I don't like talking. No, you have to do it. It's either if you know you're not comfortable with camera, that's why you have platforms like LinkedIn. Build, write, just be writing, talking about it. Maybe you are learning a skill. You talk about your skill. You are learning. You're already working. You share knowledge from what you learn. Maybe for example, you're a medical doctor. Somebody brought a child to the hospital. What this child has been sick for how long? Maybe they say 1 week. Why are you just bringing the child? And you know that is something that is bad that other parents also do. You come online, you share it. These are ways that you can be building yourself on social media. When you see live events like that, you attend. Only on Facebook can just be gossip and all that. But any live event that you see on LinkedIn is a networking event. It's an opportunity for you to grow. Another thing that I would advise you to do when you join, make sure you try to look for people that are in your profession too and follow them. The reason why you should do this is because if I'm a medical doctor, I come on LinkedIn now. If I'm a medical doctor, I come on LinkedIn, and I follow other medical doctors. LinkedIn is going to be showing me whatever event, whatever they are talking about, I'll always be seeing it. There's an opportunity for me that when maybe they're attending any events, any live events, you join them. That way you're building your network across different medical. Try to look for people that have high number of followers, but they are in your niche. Let me show you, for example, now. Let's say, for example, I'm a data analyst. Let me use data analyst, for example. You just come to this search bar. There's always a search bar on LinkedIn. You click it. When you click on it, you'll see different data analysts here. You can see this person is a data analyst or a data analyst. You can just connect with them, follow them, connect. If there is accept your connection request, whatever they are putting out on their page, you'll be seeing it. That way, you are building your network around professionals of your own of your interest, around professionals that do things of your interest. I don't know if you can be doing it as I'm talking, so you don't end up forgetting, but these are ways that you can also build yourself on LinkedIn. When you see people make posts, always engage in discussion. Don't just read and just be happy about what you read or pick the knowledge. Always engage in discussions. That way, it will help people to remember you. You know, for example, you now, Let's imagine you're new on LinkedIn, you started posting. Nobody used to like your comments. Then all of a sudden you start posting, then I start liking, I start commenting on your posts. You understand, you will know me. Within 2 days, 3 days, you will know that there's this person that is always commenting on my post. Anytime I put out a post, she's always there. So imagine I'm not around for like 1 week and I don't comment on your page. You always want to look out for me that where is this person that has always been liking my post? So that's also another way of growing your LinkedIn profile. Even if you are liking their posts, they are not responding to you, just continue doing it. You know that you are doing this as a strategy. Build connections. That's what I said, that you just go look for people and be connecting, connect. That's the way of building connections on LinkedIn. So now let's talk about optimizing your profile. Let's talk about optimizing your LinkedIn profile. Can you guys still hear me?
Today is my graduation.
Okay. Okay, I want to quickly share some trick on optimizing your LinkedIn profile, which I believe is going to help you. Like I said, for example, I'm a customer support and professional, customer service, virtual assistant. These are the things that I do. And because these are the things that I do, when maybe an hiring manager or anybody that needs my services come on this search bar, they don't know me yet. They're not going to come and search for me using my name. They will search for me based on what I do. Somebody can just come here and type customer support because they want somebody that is a customer support professional. So because this is what the person will type, or if the person is looking for a virtual assistant, they will come here and type virtual assistant. If it's a CRM expert that they're looking for, they will come here and type CRM. So because of that, for you to optimize your account so that when anybody is searching for your skills here, you always show up number one. Make sure that this thing that I've put out here, for you, it could be maybe you're a data scientist, maybe you're a user designer, a product designer. Make sure all those words are here. And these same words that you put here, they are also in this your about section. You repeat them as many times as possible. If you check now, you see that because there's customer support up there, I have customer service here, I have administrative assistance here. What this thing does, it helps the LinkedIn algorithm when anybody's searching for someone that has your skills. Even if you're not number one, you're not number two, but you always be among the first 10 persons. For example, for we women, I think we understand this better. When you go to the market to buy things, it's not the first shop that you see that you want to buy. You always still feel like I will always find better deal if I walk down. I don't know if you guys can relate. You always feel like you can always find better deals when you just are you guys with me? Like an interactive session. I just want to be sure people are understanding what I'm saying and I'm not just speaking to myself.
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are following. Very
All
understandable.
right.
We're following you.
All right, thank you. When you go to the markets for women, I don't know. I think all women were almost the same. We feel like that first deal that you're seeing. If I go inside the market, I always see something better to buy. Let me just keep going. So that's the way it is. For example, now I come to this place, I always use my profession because I think that's what I understand best. I type customer support. There are some people when they come, it's not the first people that come up, pop up that they will go for. It's not the first people that they see that they will go for. They'll still believe that let me just keep going down. I'll still find somebody. They just check. They can say maybe this one, I don't like the profile picture. People they judge us differently. Somebody can just see you and decide that I don't like this person, she's too light. That's why it's always good. I will just keep praying for God's grace. God, let my face favor me whenever people that need me are looking for me, because somebody can just decide to dislike it for no reason. Somebody can just come here and be like, this guy, I don't think I like him. I don't think. Okay, and they'll just keep scrolling. Sometimes they will feel like the more they scroll, the better option they will get. So just make sure that you optimize your accounts. You make sure that all those words are on your profile. And by the words, I mean, I showed you earlier my customer support, virtual assistants. Try as much as possible to incorporate it all over your profile. The more you add those keywords, the more anybody that is searching for you would easily find you. Another thing again to look out for is this your experience section. And I'm going to show you an example with my experience. Presently, I'm working with this company. It's an entertainment company, and I'm the social media head for the company. So if you want to, even with this experience part, even if I think I've told you guys earlier that if you don't understand how to do this, you always find resources on YouTube. Because if I say I want to cover all this thing one by one, it's going to take almost 6 hours, and I don't think we really have that time for it. And once it's too bulky, you will get bored. So you can always take your time. You don't need to use one day to complete it, even if it's a week, even if it's a month. Just take your time. I'm only giving you the strategy so that even when you are finally ready to optimize your account, you can use those strategies. Okay, look at now. This is where I'm working currently. This is the company's name. This was when I started working there. This is it. When you come to this side, you will see where they will ask you for skills. So these are some of the things that I'm doing in that company. And if anybody wants a social media manager, this is also the things they are going to look for in that social media manager. So I added it as my skills here. Somebody can just come on that LinkedIn and type, oh, I want somebody that can do social media strategy for me. When they type it, because I have it as my skills here, my profile will come up. They can just come, oh, I want someone that can help me with content strategy. They type content strategy here. Because I have it on my skills section, I can pop up. Meanwhile, from the beginning, I showed you that it was customer support, virtual assistant that I have. I don't have any of these things. But because I have included this thing on my skills, I will always show up when somebody is searching for me. I might not be number 1 to 10, but if you keep scrolling down, you will always still find me there. So it's always important that when you're optimizing your LinkedIn profile, even after putting where you worked, you have put the dates, the name of the company, still put out some things about what you did there. You can see for this one now, I put for this role, I manage social media page. So whenever anybody just types social media, because I have a lot of social media on my accounts, I will always show up. These skills now, you can see those skills I showed you earlier. This one now, I did all this freelancing job for this company. Everything that I did, data entry, virtual assistant was the thing that I did. I put it. So it's always important if you want your accounts to have that edge of always ranking when somebody's looking for you. You can always do this.
Okay, can we
It's a
have
lot,
questions?
I know. Yes, it's a lot, I know, but
I know it's a lot.
just something that
Some of them are
yes,
feeling overwhelmed already.
I know, I understand.
Some of them created the accounts during this training, and we mandated that they should have 10 followers. So they are just starting from the ground. So let's give in the next 9 minutes. We are going to stop by 5 because I have another meeting by 5. So let's take questions now. Any question about your LinkedIn profile? Let's ask them now. So let's have.
If you have any questions, you can ask me now. If you have questions, you can ask.
My first question is that the HR, how do HR persons make use of LinkedIn to get talents? Because my understanding is that HR usually go on LinkedIn to fish for talents. Do you have anything about that? Then if you have any questions, class president, go ahead.
It's also one of what I shared now. This is exactly what they do. Although there are some tools that they use. There's a LinkedIn tool that they call LinkedIn Sales Navigator. Sometimes they don't want to go through the manual process of searching and searching. So if they're looking for talent that is, for example, now they're looking for educators or trainers, they can just go on LinkedIn. They can go on that LinkedIn Sales Navigator. That platform is just strictly for searching for talents. So they can just go there and put it. They can put that the top 10 or top 20 and the top 10 or top 20 trainers. Sometimes they can navigate it that I want top 10 trainers in Nigeria. So if you're a top 10 trainer, and by the way they are going to rank you is based on using all these keywords that I show you. If all these keywords is on your profile, you will rank on that platform that are using to search for trainers. So that's one of the ways they use. Other ways, they'll just come here. Some of them will want somebody that has social media presence. So them coming on LinkedIn is because they want to come and see the thing that you're always putting out on your profile. If you have things that catches their interest, they will reach out to you. That's one of the ways they also look out for.
Okay, so they look for job aggregator, right?
Yes, yes.
All right. So any questions? Let's see question, please, or comments or contributions. Then some of them have issue with creating an account with Gmail account. Is there any problem? Some of them have to create Yahoo account to set up their email, their LinkedIn account.
No, you can use your Gmail now. You
Okay.
can use your Gmail. Gmail is highly acceptable. They have an issue. Maybe they didn't do it the right way. You cannot have an issue using. You can't have an issue using Gmail to open your LinkedIn. So there must be something there.
So the same thing for me is as simple as creating a Facebook page. All right.
Yes,
Do you have any questions or contribution? Philip, how many followers do you have now? Then Bamidele Janet, I hope you have met your what's it called 10 people requirement. All right. If there is no question, I will just ask somebody to give vote of thanks on behalf of the class. So thank you so much for coming in this session. And see you around for sessions like this. Right. Oh, this mic is unmuted again. Whose mic is this?
Please ask a question. If you have any question, I'm more than glad to answer them.
I'm even surprised nobody has any questions. Nobody has any question. Or can we say that everybody here, you are all new on LinkedIn?
Please, I have a question. Good afternoon,
yeah, go ahead.
sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Please, I want to ask if, like, I have this linking before, but now it's like I forgot my password. So I don't know if I can create another one.
If you remember the email that you used,
My password.
Yes.
No,
do you remember the email that you used?
Yes.
Just use forget password. They will send you a link to change your password to your email. Once you remember the email that you used, just when you want to sign in, there's a place that you see forget password. Just click on that place. LinkedIn is going to send you a mail to that your particular email. Then you reset your password. You don't need to create another one. Do you understand?
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Any other question? Any other question?
Okay,
I think they are good.
Hello?
Yes.
Somebody says,
yes, sir.
Okay, Issa, help us give a vote of thanks on behalf of the class and on behalf of the Afrocentric. You are not part of this batch, but you are standing in
Okay.
Afrocentric.
Thank you so much, man. Speaking on behalf of the class is Issa Mohamed Abubakar, a nurse from Adamawa State. I really want to thank you for this impactful explanation. We have been on LinkedIn, but we have learned a lot from your lecture this evening, and we'll hopefully optimize our accounts so as to attract HRs and then build our career. Thank you so much. We really appreciate. On behalf of batch 11 of the GBV certification course, we say a very big thank you to you. Goodbye.
You're welcome. Thank you very much for having me.
All right, thank you very much. So we at this point in time, we have come to the end of the graduation ceremony. Thank you so much. I hope it has been very interesting and engaging for everybody, because I've gained a lot of things from this session. So your certificate will be ready by next week. However, the graduation flyer will be shared later tonight. So thank you once again. Good work. Thank you so much. I really enjoy your
Thank you for having me.
It's always a pleasure to see you around. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. God bless you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. We really appreciate you, sir.
I'm very grateful. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much.
So,
all right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, sir.